I'm Virginia McGathey here on the floor at the CME Group reporting on the livestock market. Today, the cattle market was steady, even to a little bit lower. It seems that seasonal demand had improved, the choice cuts were up, that the cattle carcass weights were down. All the things were really positive and gave the market a little bit of a boost, helping us from our little breakout to the downside of the channel that we've been in for the past number of weeks. It didn't quite hold because it triggered a little bit of selling and some profit taking to take some of the profit off the table from the end of the week. But it did help the market and it helped some of the futures prices and kind of underpinned it somewhat so that we didn't have a complete sell-off. Now the feeders were mixed and a little bit to the low side. It seemed that the choppy trade really is a positive sign, but it's a sign that the slide has pretty much stopped. Now if the feeders were a little bit of an indicator as to which way the market was going to go, they really broke out of the channel to the downside a little bit earlier than the live cattle did. But there's a couple of things that are in play here. The corn market has surged today, and with the idea that the feed prices are going to go up, definitely was pressing the feeders, and I think that that's putting a little bit of pressure on the market right now. The U.S. dollar index is still strong, up not that much today, maybe about 90 points, but still a lot stronger than we expected. So those kind of things could possibly help stop our exports going out. The biggest thing right now is the U.S.-China talks. There has been some indication that they have come to terms, and perhaps these talks are over, as well as NAFTA. That is also affecting the meat index, or the meat complex across the board, from live cattle and even to the hog market. So we're hoping that at some point in time we can get past that and start to look more fundamentals and to see what we've got going on. The U.S. beef exports were up 12%, certainly for the first quarter of this year, which is a positive, but it hasn't really helped the market stay afloat yet. I think that our expectations were there already. We're in the grilling season, and we're a little bit disappointed with our domestic consumption right now, and hasn't really helped a whole lot. But perhaps maybe we were a little bit slow getting into the grilling season with the storms across the country, and certainly in the Northeast that's been really difficult. But we're going to watch that closely. Now the hogs kind of really fell out of bed. The bearish sentiment really has cast a shadow over all the futures, and it's been kind of difficult because the market really started to make a turn, like we were going to get pork prices up a little bit higher. But the pork industry itself, and certainly in the United States, is definitely affected by the difficulty with the talks of U.S.-China as well as NAFTA. As soon as we can get past that, maybe we can start to move some of this the product through the pipeline. We have some huge supplies right now to get rid of, and it just seems that everything has stalled out. And we know that that we could get a lot more exports. Just everything hasn't moved a lot, so we're kind of saddled with it, hoping to start to get things moving. It seems at some point, once we start to get some of the product moving, we'll be able to get the futures off the ground. But right now, there just isn't a lot of interest, and so some of the pressures of this fundamental news is really to the bearish side and kind of sitting on the market. So with the large pork supplies ahead, or the idea that there's going to be a lot more ahead, makes it difficult to see where we're going to go with the rest of those products. So we're watching that closely, and we're going to hope that that perhaps this grilling season is going to start to kick in and really take effect on the market and give it a little lift. Right now we're moving a little sideways to the downside, but don't give up hope. It's just Friday. Everybody taking it off the table. Monday's is going to start a new week, and we're going to have a little bit more of a positive outlook when we begin our Monday trade. That's all from the floor at the CME Group here in Chicago. I'm Virginia McGathey.